one of the things that I find interesting, Kelly, is since I came back to the UK and being on kind of, you know, after living in Indonesia for what, 24, 25 years, and then being from kind of a diverse background as well, is kind of like seeing the representation of minorities in our society that, you know, you still don't see so many Asian models, right? I think there's a TV commercial on UK TV, and it's like this one Asian model, and she's kind of used for like every single commercial, right? She can be doing lotteries, she can be doing, you know, mobile phones and everything. But I'm glad to see this. This is the Style magazine from the Times this Sunday, and they've got an, you know, an Indian model on the cover, and then you go in, and then you've got the and isn't this brilliant? You know, from Hermé, I can never pronounce it right. But you have this kind of beautiful, you know, so I think that's one thing that is something that needs to happen. And you were talking about, you worked in Milan and London, and to get that diversity, right? The modeling world on a global scale, but also on a local scale in different countries, like in Britain and maybe in Indonesia, you know, just the one kind of type of model, right? Or one type of look, which often kind of happens, right? Remember that kind of like very pale Eastern European look that came in the like 2007, 2010, 2011, and everybody looked like that, right? Do you see greater diversity in modeling?
Oh, yes. Now, yes. I mean, I have to be honest, even during that time when I was modeling, like in London and Milan, in Europe itself, they were still kind of having that look, you know, that pale looking, blue eyes, green eyes, blonde hair. You know, it's always like the same models that has been booked. So like in all the shows, maybe there's only like 2 or 1 or Asian or something, you know. So and then coming along these years, everything has changed. So you'll see even a lot more of diversity of Asians and Black and Indians, and like, you know, it's all like mixed. So I'm actually quite happy that it's actually happening now. I mean, maybe it's the one thing as well as like people know now, like Asia is the place to be right now, right? So that's where all the money is. So now all the big campaigns, like, you know, I was just in Singapore, all the campaigns were all Asian. Like, you know, that was kind of like, you know, it's quite surprising. Like I would have never really seen this like back, like in a few years back when I was still modeling. So it's actually really nice to see a little bit of changes, you know, and then you'll see like some campaigns with like 3 or 4 different nationalities or different like race. So it's nice to have actually come into that state right now.
Yeah, and also to make it kind of like, so no longer it's like exotic to have an Asian, but it's just okay. Like, you know, one of the things that was on the TV, I was mentioning that Asian woman who is great because she's the Asian model for so much, but you know, she can be like the housewife. So that's great, right? So not just have a high fashion or, you know, kind of the stereotyped Asian person, but to have her in a role that's just like a regular person, right? Who lives, you know, who lives a regular life and happens to be Asian, right? But is also British. So that's great. All right.